How do you get paid as a musician? I'm asking because you fine as hell.
The next big show that I would love everybody to come to is on November 22nd. That is my D'Angelo tribute. D'Angelo is an inspiration of mine, and he's from Richmond, and he does not get any flowers. He just released an album, and I got to be on the same album as Layla Hathaway. So it's just like, what? Who else but God could do that? So I'm very grateful to be in the spaces that I'm in, because I'm a big believer in your gift will make room for you. It doesn't matter the education of it. Conversations Unearthed. Yeah.
What's up, guys? This is Brianna Moore, your host of the Conversations Unearthed podcast, where y'all come for me, but you stay for the guests. Today, y'all will not be disappointed. I have one of my favorite artists in RVA. So here on Conversations Unearthed, we try to do a little bit of highlighting who is doing very cool and amazing things in the Richmond, Virginia area. This guy, y'all, Mr. Jay Whit. I met him at Tuesday Versus. He was blowing it down, honey. Blowing it down. And when I first met him, I actually met him through one of his fans who saw him and was like, oh my gosh, I love him so much. Y'all, and when he went up on that stage and started singing Dirty Diana, baby, you could hear a pin drop.
Oh my goodness.
So introducing y'all, Mr. Jay Whit. Yes. Okay, look, we ain't got no claps right here in the studio, but when I edit it, it's gonna be like boom, 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 boom.
Oh, baby, I can clap for myself too.
Yes.
Because if you don't clap for yourself, who will?
Ooh. First of all, we already starting off on a good foot, starting off on the right foot. First of all, I want to thank you so much for coming today.
Yes, it's my pleasure. I'll come back anytime.
Yes. and this is what I focus on, just giving people their flowers, because unfortunately, I have had a few people pass away recently. And, you know, sometimes people pass away and you feel like you didn't give your all to them. You didn't say how you really felt. So when people come up here, whether I done known you for a long time or a short time, I just want to let you know I thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive. And thank you for blessing me with your time, because time is of the essence, baby.
Yes, it is.
And we ain't got a lot of it.
Oh, my God.
So let's get started. First of all, y'all, he loved me real bad because he just got off work.
Fresh off, child. 7 o'clock.
Tired. Been talking to people all day. Now I gotta come and talk to me, but it's okay because I got him a little bit of wind. So we gonna wind down.
Carlo.
Yes. So tell us, how are you? How you doing today?
I'm all right. I am maintaining, and I'm doing the best I can. What Mariah Carey say? I'm doing the best I can with what I got. But I am glad to be alive. I have a lot to be thankful for. So I'll say that I am all right. I'm better than all right.
Yes. And where are you from? Are you from Richmond?
Born and raised.
Okay. What area? Churchill, Southside?
So I was born in the East End.
Okay,
so,
same.
My mom, at first, we were raised around Newbridge. Shout out to Newbridge.
Shout out to Newbridge.
If you know, you know. So I was raised around Newbridge, stayed around the Highland Springs area for most of my school career, like from elementary, middle, and high school. Stayed in the East End. And then throughout life. After I moved out, that's when I moved to the South Side. I got to get away from everybody.
You moved out. What age did you move out?
25. Thank God for my mama letting me stay till I was 25, okay?
Shout out to 25, because I think I probably... Never mind. I love you, mama. But I think I was out of like 16, 17. No, me and mama won't get along, so, you know.
I understand it.
But
we all
good.
go through it.
Yeah. Would you call yourself a mama's boy?
I am.
Okay.
I am a mom's boy. I think I'm both. It depends on who I'm around. But as I get older, as far as looks and maybe certain attributes, I'm my dad all day. My facial expressions, the way I sit, the way I sing. But as I get older, I am starting to see that I am my mother's child because I have her personality. certain things that I do in life or certain things that how I go about certain things in life. I've learned from my mom because she was and is a very strong woman. So to see that growing up, I think I've, taken a part of that.
Mm-hmm. And it's been a lot of very strong Black men on my show who have given homage to very strong Black women. So that's been
so shout out to Erica Harris, okay?
Shout out to Erica Harris. Is that who was in the car with you?
Yes, ma'am. That's who just dropped me off.
She's beautiful. Oh my God.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's my mama. But I'm not taking anything away from my dad either, because my dad is definitely an awesome father. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be singing.
Okay.
Thank God for the gift. But if it wasn't for my father, yeah.
Let's get into that, because I know when we got in here and I was telling you about the first time I heard you sing, you were singing Dirty Diana. And for one, that song, the way you sang it, you would not know that any other artist wrote that song. But the thing is, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but it felt like a lot of pain in your singing. A lot of passion. I don't know if it was passion or pain. I don't know. But I told you, I'm like, look, it's not a lot of times in my life where I done had a little bit of off. Excuse me, y'all. This is rated R today. But
I love it.
But
we can talk about it.
Yes, but when you hear somebody sing like that, that's a different type of appreciation for somebody's voice. So I really want to get into what you said. How did your dad instill that inside? Because you also said that your dad introduced you to the Michael Jackson songs.
Yeah.
So get into it. Tell us about that.
From as early as I can remember, my dad always was playing Michael Jackson for me and my little brother. And I was just talking to my mom also the other day. My mom had given me a radio, one of those old radios that you could put a cassette tape into.
Okay.
So while my dad would play Michael Jackson, when I saw him all the time, I also had it at home because my mom had the little Michael Jackson Bad cassette tape.
Okay.
So I would literally play that out every day. So my favorite Michael Jackson album is Bad. And that's because of my mom, because she gave me that cassette tape.
Oh, wow.
But my dad really introduced me to the artist that was and is Michael Jackson. So he would be singing. But the thing is, when I was a little kid, and my mom can tell you this, I would sing for my mom and my mom only. I did not sing for anybody else. Wow. I was so scared to sing for my dad because at the time, I thought my dad was the greatest singer in the world. So why would I sing for you and you might judge me? So that's how I felt.
Okay, so I also didn't know your dad was a singer.
Yes,
I'm just assuming
he writes. Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not a well-known person, but it's more of a if you knew, you knew. I always hear people in his age bracket, they always say you're another version of your dad because your dad was a bad man in his time. So I wish to this day that I could have seen how bad my dad actually was. I really wanted to see him in his prime. So I sing with him still now, and I still get feel like a little kid when I hear him sing, but I would have loved to see him in his prime.
And for you to see how you sing,
man.
And so for you, your singing is at a top 10 for me. Is your dad breaking that scale at this point? Because you have a very it's like I said, it's just a lot of passion in your singing.
You would be surprised. My dad is actually like a crooner. He sings real soft. He's like a Luther Vandross type.
Okay.
Real laid back, real smooth. I only sing as hard as I do because my mom sang in church. So
they're both singers.
My mom is not she'll tell you she ain't no professional singer, but back in the day, my mama, you could hear her.
Okay.
Out of everybody.
Okay.
She was that soprano voice that you heard. I used to watch my mom sing solos in church. So once again, seeing your parent in that zone, it influences you to be I wonder if I can sing. You know what I'm saying? So it's my mom was a powerhouse,
Yeah.
and that's so I got the best of both worlds. While my dad was the crooner and he let me hear the R&B side of things, my mom was that gospel singer in church. So I got the power on that side. So I like to merge the two, and that's why I like to sing as hard as I do.
Okay.
But I love soul singers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And you give you give that easy on a Sunday morning. Not even easy on a Sunday morning. You give praise break. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you sing in church, people are up and clapping and running up and down the aisles because you bring that. Like, have you ever sang in a church choir? Have you ever been?
That's where I got my start.
Okay.
Fifth Baptist Church.
Shout out to Fifth Baptist Church.
One of my longtime friends on my live right now. So Fifth Baptist Church on West Carey Street, downtown. I got my start singing in the Cherubim and Youth Choir under the direction of Miss Walisa and Chrissy Jones.
Ooh.
And I got my start there. I think I had my first solo at like 6 years old. Okay. But I don't remember it. And my grandfather, he was the head of the video ministry. So I do remember him having like a clip of me singing. So I'm going to have to go into those archives if they still have them and see.
I need to see
what I can find. But
well, okay, so I got a few questions, or just one question I'm interested in. Mm-hmm. What was the moment that you knew that you wanted to pursue music as a career? Or am I just assuming that it is something you want to do as a career? Is this something you see yourself doing it, or like how? When did you start doing this?
It was more of just the when I was little, it was more of just something that I did. You know what I'm saying? And that's mostly because I saw my dad doing it. I saw my mom in the choir, so it was more so of me just doing it because that's something I saw in my family.
Okay.
And my mom was always, you gonna do something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just sit in the house and do nothing. So I would say I got it in church. I got the start in church, but it flipped when I got to high school.
Oh, okay. Like you didn't want to do it anymore?
I tried to do chorus in middle school, but it did not. It just wasn't appealing to me. That music wasn't appealing to me because it was like classical music, and I'm like, this is not giving. Like,
heavy on this not giving. Where's Beyonce?
Like, I think it was 6th grade, and we were singing classical music, and I was just like, no, this ain't it. And this is in 6th grade. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, nah, okay. So I stopped doing chorus after 6th grade and started taking computer classes because I was going to be a computer engineer child.
What?
I had my mind set. Could have been making buku amount of money right now.
Yes, sir. Hey, yes.
But yeah, I think it was, I stopped in 6th grade. So I went 7th, 8th and didn't do chorus. When I got to Highland Springs High School, I went to chorus because my mom was like, you need to do something in school. Everybody either had sports, whatever they do, and you need to find what your passion is. You need to do something. So I went and registered for chorus, and that's when I met Mr. Campbell, Mr. Alvin Campbell, and that man I look at as a second father. So he is the one to this day that took my interest in music and just expanded it, taught me everything that I needed to know as far as like your musical alphabet and just learning the ins and outs of it.
I'm assuming he was black.
He was a black man.
Okay. Because I think that was in middle school. Did you go to John Rolfe Middle School?
I went to Fairfield.
You went to Fairfield. Okay. Okay.
So it was Mr. Campbell was definitely a very big part of my music career.
I love it.
And I joined the gospel choir at the time, and I think my ears just opened up to gospel music. And I was like, gospel singers, they be singing.
Yeah.
Singing.
Yeah.
So I started listening to the Clark Sisters.
Okay.
Once I got into the Clark Sisters and seen how much of like beasts they were, I was like, oh yeah. Like, let's start studying this. Like,
so when it comes to those type of people like the Clark Sisters, Michael Jackson, you are leaning into a group of individuals who were almost I don't want to say abused, but they had a very strong foundation, a very strong upbringing. Like they lived and breathed music.
Yeah.
It seems like for you, your family I think they saw something in you, but they were like, yeah, we're going to let him do what he want to do.
My dad seen it in me early because my dad he also went to the studio. My dad would have me in the studio with him until about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, Dad, can we just go home? I want to go see my grandma.
What?
Watch a movie. Let's watch some wrestling or something. But it got to a certain point where I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay. So he was legit. He was in the studio making music. Does he have like any tapes out? No CDs out? Nothing?
He does not have anything out, which I keep getting on him to this day. Like, you need to release something.
Well, he got it in the vault? Like,
I'm like, even if I make my next album and you do a feature with me, we can write together. But I also feel like my dad feels like, once you get to a certain age, it's like, I'm going to just leave it to you. But I'm like, you gave me I got this from you. Genetically. Yeah. So I want to fulfill that really bad. So that is something that's on my bucket list of music is to make a track with my father. So it's going to happen because I'm going to make him do it.
And I've had like another musician on here. And she actually moved to LA. Oh my God. Her name is Shady. Shout out to Shady. But she has her EP out. Oh my gosh. Her heavenly. But she moved out to LA and had everything in place. Like her record deal, she had the people who were, I guess, promoting her and stuff like that. But she said it on the podcast when she came. She was like, I messed up myself. Like I went down there and I was with my boyfriend and I kind of let love get me caught up in things like that. But the opportunities were there. Girl. I just didn't take them. Has that been anything for you, like where you felt like you've had opportunities and you just kind of like...
My biggest regret is because I appreciate when people tell me that I'm one of their favorite vocalists in the city or anything like that. But I will always, even though you're not supposed to have regrets, my biggest regret is not finishing music theory in high school because I was in chorus. But in 9th grade, I took music theory, and music theory is just the ins and outs of it, like piano, learning your notes, things like that. The most I can do is list you the musical alphabet. I never could play a piano or study to that magnitude to understand it fully. So that, and it's not too late, because I'm still young. But I had the opportunity, to do all 4 years through high school. Yeah. And I always say, had I did it all 4 years, I would be even crazier than I am now. So it's like that's probably, to answer that question, that's like probably your biggest regret is that class in high school. Yeah.
But I'm looking at you, like I'm on your Instagram page. I just did a little bit of research, and you're on these big stages. Like you're singing for these big artists. Like it almost seems like you've almost arrived.
Yeah, that's God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm very grateful to be in the spaces that I'm in. Because I'm a big believer in your gift will make room for you. It doesn't. It doesn't matter the education of it. But if God sees fit for it to happen, then it's gonna happen. And then I'm also a big believer in manifestation.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Same. So if I'm speaking it, it's gonna happen. Yeah. Regardless. Yeah. I had the opportunity this year to be on Mad Skillz album, and a lot of people know Mad Skillz, and a lot of people do not. But Mad Skillz he's a very big deal in the music industry. So he just released the album, and I got to be on the same album as Layla Hathaway. So it's just like, what? Who else but God could do that?
So when you do something like that, are you going to the studio? Are they flying you out to a studio, or are you recording here and sending your tracks there?
Skillz is from here. He has his own studio. So I did get the call to be like, because I had just did his show this summer for Dogwood Dell. And that experience was great. And I'm assuming he loved it so much that he called and he was like, listen, I got this track on a spoken word album I'm doing. I think your voice, you and your best friends, Mo, y'all's voice would be perfect for it. So can y'all come into the studio and write a hook? And it just turned into magic. And we'll see what happens from there. Because...
What? So when it comes to stuff like that, so is that your intellectual property that he's using? Is it, or like, how do you, I'm wondering how you get paid from something like that.
So you get the writing credits.
Oh, okay.
And then, he puts it with his distribution company.
Gotcha.
You'll get paid through that based off of how y'all are splitting it.
Okay.
So being that we wrote the hook.
Yeah.
We get a little something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm thankful for it.
Okay, because we do it's a financial based podcast, so sometimes I do want to get into a little bit of the money. How do you get paid as a musician? Are you getting paid for performances? I guess I'm wondering too, like, how is this? Because it's a passion, right? Like, I know people do I got a passion too. This podcast is my passion, but baby, I ain't getting paid for it right now. And I would love to. So I'm always interested in how people are monetizing their passion. So explain it to me a little bit.
Well, at first, when I first started doing music, that's when I always tell up-and-coming independent artists, like, when you first starting out, don't be afraid to take those free gigs. That's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for the exposure of it all. That's the time to go to Versus, the open mics. That's the time to go to Bad Thursdays. That's the time to go to Roots Jam. It's the beginning of it is always when you should be taking the free stuff, or I want to say low paying, but if you're trying to get yourself out there, you have to sacrifice that in the beginning. Gotcha. But once you get to that, for example, I started singing professionally, like independent artist wise. I started singing in that in 2018. So my shows that I was getting, either they were free, and people are just coming to see the experience, or I'm doing the work to go out there and see what's out there to perform. But then, I think after the pandemic, I had met this guy named Mark Ingraham, and he does a band here called Dance Candy. And I was referred through a friend. I'm like, hey, I have a friend that can sing, and it's for a wedding, just a plain wedding.
Okay.
So we're doing a reception, maybe 2 or 3 sets. Okay. I sang that, and comes Tuesday, I get paid. Woo. And I see the pay, and I'm like, oh, this is what it's like.
Oh, this is good. So this is good.
This is the gig life.
This is good pay.
So, you start doing it more. Eventually, it came down to one weekend where they were this is when Tang and Biscuit was, I don't know if you've ever been to Tang and Biscuit when it was open, but it's a Scott's Edition. It was a Scott's Edition. Okay. And they used to have shows every Friday. And the main singer of the band couldn't make it, so they called me to be the front man. This is the first time I'm doing,
like, technically headlining.
Yeah, almost, like singing with a band as the front person, and it's just me singing. Right. So I'm nervous. I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna like me. Blah blah.
It's your debut.
Did the whole thing, and this is not even with my original music. This is just a cover band. So I did it. And he called me the next week and was like, hey, you just want to do all of them?
Wow.
Do you just want to do all the gigs? So I'm like, hell yeah. Let's do it. And I sing with one of the best bands here. Dance Candy is a very, very safe space for me. I love it because it's so freeing. The people that I work with, Sam Reed, Frank Perkins, Josh, Justin, they've become family. So you start to navigate and start knowing your worth the more that you do, and you'll see, and with the experience that you get with what people pay you, what they're willing to pay you, that's how you determine. You know what I'm saying? What your worth is. Okay. So some people will come to you and be like, hey, can you do this performance? And I'm like, well, right. If you're not paying what I'm used to, then I can't help you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I still have to look out for myself at the end of the day. Yeah. So yeah, So is the gig life something that would pay you enough to retire you from your job? No, not yet. Okay, not yet. Not yet. Agency bands, it depends. It depends. On how rich the people that are paying you are.
Right.
Agency
bands.
I would love.
Yeah. What does agency bands mean? Is that a band that's a part of an agency that like contract out or?
So yeah, agency bands. That's when you see like, for example, people that have weddings, big weddings.
Gotcha.
And then they're paying a band to do the reception the whole time.
Uh-huh.
So they do weddings, private parties, stuff like that.
Okay, I got you.
So yeah, you go through the booking agency that they go through, and you go to them, and then they contact us.
I got
to
you.
do it. Okay. One of that it's an extra bag. It's good. I wouldn't say it's enough to make rent off of, but as far as like your other small bills, it's definitely a living for that.
Okay.
So these days, that's my second job.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the bank pays my rent,
right?
And then I get to have leisure.
Yeah.
With the gig life, I would love. I'm still like, I think my next big thing for me, other than my own music, I would love to be a background singer for somebody famous. I'd love to sing for Fantasia. I would love to sing for Jasmine Sullivan, or Maxwell, or someone in that R&B cat. I would love to be an R&B background singer, because a lot of people got their start like that too. Mm-hmm. So
this couch, baby, it makes dreams come true.
Okay.
So we gonna say it. We gonna say it. We gonna say it. But that is somebody who, like, those three people. I mean, but honestly, like, we was talking about another person before we got started. We was talking about Beyonce.
Oh my God, my girl.
I feel like you with her, like, on some type of real soulful jam.
Let me tell you something. The day I collaborate with Beyonce, I'm good for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at Big Frida.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's set
for life.
All I need is one song would be
Beyonce.
Baby.
If you're listening, you can find Jay Whit music,
Richmond, Virginia.
RVA.
Okay.
Come through.
I'll send you my address.
Yeah. Okay. Hit us up, because we gonna put the Instagram in the show notes.
Yes, I would say Beyonce for me. Shit. Beyonce, it would be Michael, Janet, then Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
Michael, Janet, Beyonce.
Okay.
Brandy.
Wow.
D'Angelo.
Ooh. Okay.
Honorable mentions would be like Prince, Jasmine Sullivan. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got some fire round questions.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yes or no fire round questions.
Okay.
Actually, before we get into the fire round questions, I got some selfish questions. Is Jay dating?
I'm open.
Okay, I got you.
I'm open to dating. I do not like how dating is these days.
Okay.
I was talking to my best friend about this the other day, and it was like, you remember when we was in school, and it was like, if you like somebody, you like them. That was all there was to it. You know what I'm saying? And then you discover it from there.
Yep.
It's so many freaking rules to dating, or stipulations to dating now. So, yes, I am open to dating. Have my experiences been well this past year? No.
Oh.
But, like, I ain't worried about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's their loss, not mine.
Yeah. I'm asking because you fine as hell. Because you be seeing me on the Instagram post like, oh my gosh, heart eyes.
Thank you so
much. And then you sing too, like, you cook?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
My mama probably busted out laughing at that question. But I can do a little breakfast.
You can do a little.
I can make a little pancake. You know what I'm saying?
Little French toast.
I can make spaghetti.
There you go.
I can make
because the men are really good cooks. I
can make some shrimp Alfredo. Something. Any pasta, I got you.
So are we making the sauce, or are we buying the sauce from Kroger? Because never mind.
We're gonna get the sauce.
We're
gonna get the sauce, and we're gonna tap it, and we're just gonna
yeah. I love that phrase. Okay, now the fire round question.
Okay.
Let's see. Do you get nervous before performing?
Not vocally. I used to get nervous vocally.
Okay.
But now that I am confident in my voice, I don't get nervous vocally. If I get nervous, it's going to be because, am I going to get these words right? How many people are showing up? Like, is the band together? How does the sound? Those are the things I get nervous about.
Okay.
But not vocally anymore. Okay.
Have you ever forgotten the lyrics to a song?
Hell yeah.
What do you do to recover from that? Like, is it just like you can't? You can't? You can start like,
I just keep it going. I just keep it going at that point. Like, if you hear it, you hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'll stop. Like, I forgot the words, y'all. I'll ask the audience. What's the words?
Y'all sing.
There it is.
Put the mic out. Put the mic out. Do you prefer writing music alone? Or do you like writing with people?
I prefer either or.
Either or. Okay.
Because I do like combining gifts.
Okay.
But most of the time when I do write my music, I am by myself. Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe the best songs come from heartbreak?
That might be a fact.
Okay.
Because my first album, baby, that was heartbreak.
Ooh. The first album.
Yes, honey. That nigga broke my heart.
Ooh. What's it?
I ain't lying.
What's the first album called?
Dating Diaries.
Whoa, really?
Mm-hmm. It was called Dating Diaries.
Gosh.
And it was just about the motions, going through the motions of a relationship, different phases of a relationship. And I had given my all to a guy.
That's what I was ready to say. This was somebody you had.
Yeah. I was loving him deep, child. And I had helped him out with some stuff, and then after I helped him out with some stuff, he became Casper.
Oh.
So I was like, "That's how you feel?" You know what I'm saying? And this not nobody that I had met randomly.
Right.
This is somebody I knew for years. So for you to know my heart and the way that I am, and then you use it that way, it's okay. I'm gonna write an album about you.
Ooh. How long were y'all dating?
A year.
A year. Okay.
A year.
Okay.
But I known him for like 5 or 6 years.
And I'm looking at some of these songs too. You start with the intro, then it's a song called "Good to Me," then it's "Talk Your Shit." Schools.
Yeah, that's Scoozy. My boy Scoozy. He had an intro on that.
And then we got games.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a song called "Mind Games."
Because that's what they do.
We got a song called "One Night Stand."
I don't promote. I'm just letting you know what I would do. You know.
And then we got a song called "Detour." And then the last song is "Final Warning."
Yeah. Because this is your final warning, bitch. Stop fucking with me.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Can we cuss on here? It's probably too late.
Yeah. Oh, baby, I do the editing. So this is it's a PG podcast.
Period.
But I put the little beep beep. So we
that.
good.
I
We
love
good.
that. Yeah.
Are you able to what would be, I think you might have said this already, but what would be your dream collaboration? Like, who would you collaborate and be like, oh my gosh, my life is complete?
It would be B.
Okay.
Well, okay. I have two answers. It would be Beyonce or it would be Fantasia.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Either or, I would be equally satisfied because Beyonce is an inspiration of mine when it comes to being a overall superstar. But Fantasia is a personal inspiration because her story and the way that she sings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take anything from that. And I relate to that so much.
I remember when she first came on American Idol.
Child.
Like, it was done.
I've watched her since.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a loyal fan. And I don't think she gets enough credit. I think she is one of the best vocalists of our generation.
Yeah.
Like, she's yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen her twice. Thank you, Lord.
Yes. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
On the weekends, I'm a night owl.
Okay.
When it comes to work, I'm a morning person. Give me the morning shift.
Okay.
I want to be there early and leave her.
Yes. Yes.
Do not keep me over. No, I can't do evening shift.
What's your favorite city to perform in? It's not Richmond.
DC.
DC.
Musical.
Yeah.
It's a nice music scene up there. Yeah.
They know Jay Whit up in DC.
They do? Thank you.
They know Jay Whit up in DC?
Yeah.
Yes.
They do. The DC Baltimore area. So it's nice up there.
Okay.
It's nice.
What is the best advice that you have ever received in the music industry?
Whew. You got some good questions, girl. Yeah.
I want to know.
Best advice.
Yeah.
Do not change who you are.
Ooh.
As an artist or as a person.
Really?
Just do not change.
That's interesting because you hear a lot of artists, or you see a lot of artists change.
And I think that meant, like, you know, who you are as a person. I think your music can change. Mm-hmm. I think you should be able to do whatever you want musically, but who you are as a person, because the music industry can be so harsh. Mm-hmm. Don't let anybody deter you, and, you know, don't forget who you are and who you are. You know, so I think keeping that foundation that my mom brought us up in church is a big thing of that. So don't lose who you are would be.
And so whose you are. Oh, I'm going to say that.
Because I'm a king's kid.
Oh,
God
that
don't
was
play
known.
About me.
I say that all the time. All the time. Okay, what is the most memorable moment that you've had from a live performance? Most memorable.
Oh my God. It would be it's recently changed. I did my Michael versus Prince show.
Oh.
I had 2 parts. So I did my first one at Richmond Music Hall. My most recent one was at the Reveille in Carytown.
Okay.
And I was singing. First of all, I didn't remember I told you I get nervous about, like, when I have shows, I always get nervous about who's going to show up. And I pulled up to the venue and I pulled up to the venue and I did not, with the exception of, like, a few of my friends and my mom, I did not know anybody in that venue. And the venue was packed out. I did not know a single person.
What?
I did not know a single person who purchased a ticket other than my friends. And most of the time, depending on how close we are, like, that's the guest list that, you know, you always have those people that you let in. But at the end of the night, after I sang the last song, I think I walked out with $148 in tips because people just started coming up to me and just giving me money.
Yeah.
Because I sang. And I cried. Because nobody knew what I was going through that week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much that people go through these days.
Yeah.
So nobody really knows the struggles you go through. So to be blessed in that aspect and people just pouring into you just because you sang for them, that was the most emotional I've been.
Do you care to, like, elaborate on what you were going through, or is this something you just ain't really trying to talk about? I can be
transparent. You know, rent is high.
Yes, sir.
I did not have a job for 4 months at all. So, and it wasn't a thing of me getting let go from jobs because I couldn't do the job. But, you know, jobs don't care about people anymore.
No.
They're just looking to fill the seat.
Right.
So I went through 2 jobs in the beginning of the year.
I got you.
And it wasn't a fair situation. You know what I'm saying? So taking those L's back to back and then still having to get on stage and smile and sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in that moment, it's almost like God was like, I got you. Like, keep doing what you're doing, and I got the rest as long as you're doing the work. And that's what I'm still telling myself today, because I'm still going through. I'm still going through a lot of emotional stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm learning that you just have to wait. You know, I have this tattoo, Romans 8:18, and it always talks about what you're going through right now is not going to compare to the joy that you get when you are, you know, when you get to where you're going. So I try to keep that in my head. But yeah.
I see it says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Now, ain't no Bible. I couldn't quote that. Word for
I got
word.
you, baby. I got you. Don't you worry. Hey, over at Conversations Unearthed, we got you. Don't you worry. But yeah, I mean, but that's I feel like my
Oops, sorry.
turn up. What? I love it. I feel like when you do start to go through those things,
Yeah,
that's your test.
Surely,
because your test is gonna be your testimony.
Baby.
Okay, and the harder your test is, the bigger your blessing is. Because I would say, like I was telling you a little bit before, I'm able to not have to work right now.
Yeah. That's
but
the goal, honey.
It is the goal. Now, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to work.
But it comes and goes.
Yeah.
It's phases.
Yeah.
Because I tried that. Last year I tried to work my part-time job and start doing gigs full-time because we were so busy.
Right.
But it didn't work out because
Okay.
after a while, once you get to those holiday seasons, baby, everybody taking a break.
Yeah.
People ain't gonna get married till March. So what you gonna do from November to March? You can't go without no job.
Right.
So it really depends on whose life it is. It's subjective.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also, it's like, are you performing? Like, are you having shows? Because I'm not seeing where I can see you other than Tuesday Versus.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Michael versus Prince was my last show.
Okay.
In the summer, I am doing a D'Angelo tribute in November.
I need that.
So that is going to be the next show.
You have like backstage passes. Can I please get like?
I would love
I'll
to
pay
put you
extra.
Yeah, come
for
on.
the VIP.
You can come early and just spend the day with me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Can I get a picture, autograph, all that?
Girl, please.
Look, because I'm seeing you. Listen, this is my thing. I have a gift where I can see the potential in people. Like, you might not be where you at right now, but I'm sorry, where you want to be right now. But me looking at you, like, you're a light, like your aura, your vibe, you're glowing. I don't know what it is, but it's coming. Like, for some reason, something's telling me to let you know it's coming.
Thank you.
Stay strong, stay steady.
Because for you to say that in the time that I'm going, in the season that I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
I've received it.
Yeah.
I receive it. So thank you so much for that.
They say, I was just reading a book by T.D. Jakes. I forget what it was called, but he was saying, like, once you start to walk in your presence, your purpose, God will provide provisions. Okay. Okay.
Let me tell you.
Because God does not call the qualified, baby. He qualifies the called.
There it is.
And that, baby.
Speak the word.
You see my legs start shaking.
Oh my God.
Yes, y'all. Look, that's just a little sample of what I be getting. That Tuesday. Okay, let's get it. Before we end it, I do want to see, I want to ask you, like, how you got involved with Tuesday Versus, because I met the first person I think I met there. She don't know me, but shout out to Mickey.
Mickey, we love Mickey.
She don't know me at all.
Oh my God.
But I be seeing her, and
honey.
she was hosting when I went there the first time, and she hasn't hosted again since I've been going, but the band was playing, and I guess it was an intermission, and she was singing. I just had to give her a hug. But shout out to her. I met Jess. I saw her at
Jess is one of my closest friends.
Are you serious?
I love Jess.
Jess is so cool.
Beautiful, beautiful spirit.
She's so cool.
Beautiful people.
Yeah, so I saw her at Versus. I met her at Versus, and then I went to the Urban Hangout Suite, and she was there.
Yep.
Love it. And who else? Eric Dugan. He came up here. I did a podcast with him.
Eric used to work at Capital One with me.
Oh, okay.
A few years back.
Okay.
So, yeah, before he went into his entrepreneurship. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to know. So I don't know Mickey or Jess's story. I know Eric's story because he came up here, and it's a very profound story. Like, he knew Lorna when she was alive, and he speaks of her like she's a goddess.
Yeah, everybody does.
Everybody does. Yeah. So I want to know your story, how you got there.
I unfortunately did not get to meet Lorna.
Okay.
I think I came a little bit after she passed away.
I got you.
I I was 18 when I first experienced verses.
What?
And I was in a relationship. The guy was like, I think I want to take you to open mic. And I'm like, I've never been to an open mic. Well, like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? So it was totally new for me. I went in there and the vibe.
Yeah.
It's just immaculate. Like, I hadn't seen anything like that before. And to see so many artists like myself, like,
yeah,
I got up there and I sang John Legend, All of Me, I think it was. It was either All of Me or So High, one of the two. Because John Legend was a big part of my high school life. That was the person I'm like, if I could compare my voice to somebody in this season, who would it be? So I always sang a John Legend song.
Okay.
And that was, I didn't go back for a while. Not because I didn't want to, but it was just something that we did and that was it. But Versus was a very big opening for me because I didn't even know there were other artists.
Yeah.
Out there that I could look up to or go see in a show.
Yeah.
Or, things like that. It opened me to what RVA had to offer for talent. And I love it.
Yeah.
I always say if anybody needs a start,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, as far as wanting to get comfortable on stage, wanting to perform in front of a crowd that's going to support you, because it's a loving space, then Versus would be the place. So I love my Versus family. Wouldn't trade them for the world. Yeah, I'm glad to be a part of the spaces that I'm in because it's a beautiful thing.
And you definitely solidified your space there because I don't know if they structured the list a certain way, but I know, oh man, when you go, it's like they have a lot of people in the room. I feel like a lot of people wait to see you. I know I do.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that, and it just makes you feel so good.
Yeah,
I have so many people that will come to Versus, or I used to go to this open mic called Open All That Soul, that was hosted by Shay La Soul. Shout out to Shay La Soul, because that's basically where Jay Whit was born. I've always been singing, but Jay Whit was born in Open All That Soul. So I used to have people come up to me and be like, I literally came here to hear you sing. And that blesses you so much.
And where did the name come from, Jay Whit? Is that just your name, your first and last name?
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
And my dad used to call himself Whit.
Okay.
So it's kind of an honor to my father, because his nickname is also Jay.
Ah, okay.
So even though his name is Antoine, but like I don't know where. I mean, well, his middle name. So it's like, people used to call him JJ. So family called him Jay. The hood, they called him Whit.
Right. I got
so, he named me Jaquan. So I just took that. It's honestly because of my dad. I got the inspiration from my dad.
I love it. And we always end off, before we go ahead and get your social media and what you have coming up next.
Okay.
I want to know if you have one, I want to know what your favorite quote is.
My favorite quote.
I'll start with mine. It's by Dr. Seuss.
Period. Come on, Dr. Seuss. Because I surely used to I love me some Cat in the Hat.
Yes. But this quote is, you have to be odd to be number one. And I love it because, it's a quote. It's a testament to how I think because I'm odd. Yeah, I'm odd. But also the number one is odd.
Okay.
Like, literally.
I do like even numbers, but that is a fact.
I love even numbers.
But one is odd.
But one is odd.
Yes, it is. I'm going to remember that.
Yes.
One quote that I have been saying for a couple years now is actually by Kevin Hart. And
okay.
He said, everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in.
Ooh.
And that quote keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
Because you can't want this life if you're not going to work for it. And that's actually spiritual.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Faith without work is dead.
Ooh.
So it's like, what are you going to do?
Talk that scripture talk.
So yeah, I would say that's been my favorite quote for a couple years now. Everybody want to be famous, but don't nobody want to put the work in.
I love it.
So what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I love it. So go ahead and shout out your social media and please let us know where are you going to be next.
Yes. My social media, you can find me on any platform under Jay Whit Music, JAYWHITMUSIC. Where I'm going to be next, I sing with Dance Candy. Friday night, September. What is that? September. Jesus, I have so many. Yes. This Friday, September the 13th, I will be at Uptown Alley.
Ooh.
From 9 to 12.
No, really?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'll be at Tobacco Company on the 27th of this month. The next big show that I would love everybody to come to is on November 22nd. That is my D'Angelo tribute. D'Angelo is an inspiration of mine, and he's from Richmond, and he does not get any flowers. So I would love to tribute him, which I am doing, but it would be amazing if he showed up.
If he showed up, yeah.
He's a legend here, and I mean in R&B period or neo soul period. So that's the next big thing, and after that I'll start working on another album. But that's the next big thing.
But the album, did you recently drop an album?
Yes. This at the beginning of this year.
At the beginning of what's the name of it?
Love on My Radio.
Okay, Love on My Radio.
So I have I have 3 projects. I have an EP and then two studio albums. But my most recent project was Love on My Radio, and I'm very proud of that record. But you can also listen to Dating Diaries. That's the original baby.
Yes. I'm so excited to blast this on the way to the house.
Yes. Let me know what you think of it, friend.
Oh, I will, because I mean, I've been trying to find you. I've been just like getting so much love from RVA's art community or artist community or creative. Like, you guys are just it's funny because I did not grow up with a lot of friends and I was talking to Eric about this. I didn't grow up like having a friend group. Like, I was kind of the person who was cool with one person from each friend group.
I get it.
So what he was saying when he went in Versus, he kind of was like I was, as far as like not really being included in a lot of stuff. But when he came in Versus, it was just like open arms.
Yeah, most definitely
everywhere. And obviously he's like a white guy, but he was like, I mean, it's all black people there. It's like, they opening his arm. You
can't take that away from the other side either,
Yeah.
because I have a best friend that is white.
Yeah.
But she's very aware. But
yeah,
it's beautiful to see her go into rooms like that, because when she sings, you think she a black woman.
And just blend right in. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad I have friends that are diverse, are very aware of issues with whatever it may be, and they love you for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to even speak, because it's not a lot of people. Like I told you, this is my second podcast. I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity,
and you
friend.
gotta come back.
Yes, anytime. We don't even have to talk about music.
Yes.
You know
when
what
you're
I'm saying?
next, I really want you to come back. When your next album drops, shit, you can come back before then. You can come back next week.
Let's do it.
We having a good time over here.
Yes.
But so
Girl,
usually,
I done drunk all this wine.
and that's fine, baby. It's for you. It was for you. Next time I'll get 2 bottles, baby. But so what I usually do is I end out and I'm like, okay, thank y'all for listening to Conversations Unearthed. Okay, peace. You wanna say it or sing it or whatever.
What do I have?
Thank you for listening to Conversations Unearthed.
Thank you for listening to Conversations Unearthed. Yeah. That was terrible.
I'm throwing my panties. Good night.
My God.